Psst, psst. Hey you, yeah you. You want to learn about glitch dimensions? Oh good, watch this. So, glitch dimensions, mysterious color alterations that exist in the early generation Pokemon games, which should be apparent here in the intro of Pokemon Gold. We got that from the Ditto that transformed into a glitch Pokemon. But why do they exist, and what are they exactly? Let's find out today. A lot of the info from this video was found on the Glitch City Wiki. I'll be sure to provide a link in the description for anyone interested in reading up on it as well. To put simply, a glitch dimension is a side effect of a Game Boy Color enhanced game, which are as follows: Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, as well as Pokemon Yellow. There appear to be a variety of methods triggering the glitch dimension effect. Most cited ones are arbitrary code execution, or ACE, and cartridge tilting. Both of these might sound straightforward to you, but if not, cartridge tilting quite literally involves tilting a cartridge while it is in ideally a GBA or a GBA SP. And as you might imagine, that can cause side effects within a game. As for arbitrary code execution, or ACE, put simply, is a method forcing the game to run a custom code designed by the player. This typically takes a bit more finesse, but it is possible in emulators, unlike with cartridge tilting, as you might imagine. But believe it or not, some emulators like MGBA actually allow application of cartridge tilting on the emulator. The name glitch dimension came from being one of the earliest discovered applications of the coin case glitch, and has been recognized as the parallel to Generation 1's Glitch City, despite being different almost entirely. An interesting fun fact is that glitch dimensions are not exclusive to Pokemon games. They are potentially possible in any Game Boy Color game. But why does it happen? It gets pretty technical, so I'm going to do my best to simplify it down. On Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance SP, the games are initialized as address times 11, which is normal. However, unexpected resets can change the game's entry point based on the initialization address. An example of how an unexpected reset can occur is from a JP address 100, we'll say. JP can stand for jump, which then becomes the game's new entry point, which then allows for glitch dimensions and color changes to occur. And this is something I'll try to point out throughout the video. That's essentially a brief intro into glitch dimensions, but the main focus of this video is now exploring the different glitch dimensions I've experienced and the ones I found after reading up on it. Enjoy! Now the first I'd like to show is in Pokemon Yellow, not in Red and Blue, just Pokemon Yellow. It involves using ACE, and I have a bootstrap code with WSM that will do something pretty neat. It's best to do this with Lorelei. It's confirmed to work with Lorelei. It may work with other trainers, but battling her will work consistently. And what you need to do for this to work is pretty simple. Once the battle starts, you go into your item bag and use WSM. This code will do something quite interesting to where it resets the battle when we go teleport into Victory Road. And we're going to keep getting battles with her. We are supposed to do it 7 times. I'm going to cut out the other times, but once I use it here again, it will reset, go back to Victory Road. But when I cut it, and finally on the 7th time, when it tries to start the battle again, it will crash and do one of those unexpected resets. And let's just watch what happens here. We can see a lot of stuff is brown, including Pikachu in some frames, but in other frames not so much. It's kind of silly. You'll notice some of the animations are weird too. And it's Pokemon Yellow, although it should be called Pokemon Brown, and that's actually what it's referred to, because everything in this game now is now brown. The same color, basically, as Victory Road. And it seems to just stay everywhere. You'll notice something interesting here when I fly away. The transition from the map when flying and then back to the overworld's a little screwy. And also the sprite of the bird Pokemon is like there and it lingers, which is odd. Now normally Lavender Town's supposed to be purple because, you know, Lavender Town and the routes are supposed to be green, but everything is brown, hence the name of this. But there's also another interesting effect that can happen with this. In Rock Tunnel, the darkness effect doesn't show up. So I guess if you're somehow able to activate this and want to go back through Rock Tunnel, you can. And that seems to be the only practical use of this glitch. But I'm also going to take a moment to show what a battle looks like, because it also persists in battle, and it just looks really odd. There's a little bit of green you can see there, Like, the trainer's head was green. Also, the transition of leaving battle was weird. Like, the animations are always messed up in Glitch Dimensions. It actually makes it quite entertaining. And see all the weird little things that can pop up. And then just, it's so strange that how brown the game turns, because there's really never too many opportunities we see the color brown besides in dungeons, so it's really strange. And I assume it would be the same if it was a different color, like if it was all just white, black, gray, even red. Like imagine if Pokemon Yellow was just all yellow, and then the red was all red and blue was all blue. Dare I say that Pokemon Brown is shit version and Pokemon Yellow is piss version? Maybe those will be games one day. There is a ROM hack of Pokemon Brown that's actually a ROM hack that you could play, by the way. Now, moving on to Gen 2, the first method I'm going to show is the Ace coin case method that we can do. It's actually very simple to set up. We just need to change the first 3 boxes, put those on screen for you there. Then I've shown this a couple times already, but if you don't know, you go down 2 spots and then save. Yes, my Pokédex does say 67, and that was not intentional for anyone out there that gets that joke. But after you save, you'll reset. Take note here that Mystery Gift is showing up. You'll walk up 2 steps and then down 1. Go into the Pokédex. And I'm going to cut it because I couldn't find Machop right away, but we're going to use Machop here. You just gotta look at the cry. You can actually just hear it when you click on Machop. I click cry anyway, just to confirm. Then what you do is go into the item bag, switch the pocket at least once, and go to coin case. Now the game will break. It'll have a unexpected reset again, so it's going to cause a glitch dimension, which is always notable, especially in the intro. You can see the colors are very strange. And I'll let it play out just a little bit so you can get an idea of the difference here. I find it very entertaining actually, because the colors, it just seems almost random what it decides to pick for the intro. Like, it's funny, Lapras is normally blue, but it takes the color that it is when you surf on the overworld. That was kind of interesting in this one. And we got this all blue forest here, which is kind of strange. I always think this part of the intro is really silly, because like, Charizard's fully formed in the background, and it kind of overlaps with Totodile at one point, so it just looks really silly. But notice here that Mystery Gift is gone, which is another indicator that you're in a glitch dimension. If the crazy colors wasn't already an indicator. Once again, the biggest thing about glitch dimension is that the animations are a little weird, like especially the warps. And the colors are all wrong. Especially this one. I actually think it's a little bit of an upgrade to this place, because it usually has like the corn cob floor, I like to call it. And the girl on the 5th floor in the department store is another indicator of a glitch dimension, because Mystery Gift is supposed to work in a Game Boy Color game, but that's the problem with glitch dimension, is that it makes the game think it's not a Game Boy Color game anymore. It causes a corruption there. How ironic that changing the colors makes the game think it's not a Game Boy Color game. And one thing this effect does is just makes it seem like the game had too much battery acid. So another possible method of causing a glitch dimension is actually having walk through walls on the 1st floor of your house. I couldn't get the effect to happen, spoiler alert, but we have this really interesting one that I felt I need to show, because I've just never seen anything like this before, and the game crashes, which isn't too surprising, because usually when you walk out of bounds, the game will crash. And we'll see that persist. Some spots do the same thing. The map changes a little bit because it's a different location on the map that we can see. But most of them do this. There are a couple different ones. I believe if we just go down here, we like fall off the face of the earth, which is interesting. Like even the music stops. It's actually pretty eerie, if I'm gonna be honest. This next one's pretty fun, because when we walk into the wall, we quite literally get stuck in there. But the music just keeps going like nothing's wrong, and I could foresee Gold being like, "Mom, I'm stuck in the wall!" She'd be like, "It's that damn Pokegear, isn't it? You weren't watching where you were walking." So I'm gonna bail Gold out and reset. It's interesting, we walk through the door, it will just crash, freeze, crash and burn and freeze, it does it again, but this time it blacks out the screen on the other side of the door. And this is about all it really does. I couldn't get a glitch dimension to work, like I said. I thought maybe there was a way to do it with the stairs, but the stairs is a warp, and we can't really get around to that corner, unfortunately. It's off limits. So once again, spoiler alert, this is another effect, the move 00 method, where I could not get a glitch dimension to work. This Ditto I got from my Let's Glitch Pokemon Blue series. I traded it over when it had Cool Trainer, which is the reason why it had no moves there. Besides the top one, that was Blink, move 00, which when we take a look here, can do some pretty neat things, I'm gonna be honest. The way I'm going to do this is go into the move in the Pokemon party, and it'll open up a screen of the move. We can look at it, and we can move up and down, and it'll cause weird effects. I think one of my favorite things that is new in Generation 2 is when like those weird graphics start moving around on the screen like that. They have like movement. It's just really strange. But it crashed and didn't give a glitch dimension, so I'm going to reset. That's going to be happening a lot because this move is very volatile, especially this method of opening it in the Pokemon party. I was doing it like via battle, it wasn't doing anything, but a note on that later. So there's some more weird movements. It's just really strange how that happens in this generation. It did not happen at all in Generation 1, from what I know. But it seems pretty common here with the glitch move names that happened in the glitch move video that I made. Mostly on this screen here. As I was saying earlier, we can like move up and down, try and go down the list of moves. If we click on it, we can actually like opt to move it somewhere else, but we can't actually do that. I can switch over to like a different Pokemon, but when I go back, I actually freeze again, so that's kind of unfortunate. Let's try it again. I tried this quite a bit off screen, and I still didn't get a glitch dimension. This is supposedly a way you can get it. I'm not entirely sure if this is the correct method, but even when I tried it in battle, it wasn't working. I do believe there is some variance due to location, so trying it in different areas might give different effects. That's usually the case for anything that has like variability to it. Usually the variability comes from where you are on the map and in the game. That's how it frequently worked in Generation 1. The best way to get this move is to trade a Ditto from Generation 1. There is a method of using the Mail Rider just to change a Pokemon's move to move 00. That will work as well. But now I'm going to finally show you what it will do in battle. At first, it wasn't doing anything. It would just say it couldn't use the move because it inconveniently has 0 power points. But when I try to use it here, it just crashes. So that's tying into where there is some variability to it, and it seems like you just kind of have to get lucky. It's said that this glitch dimension produced from this looks different than like Coin Case Ace, for example. But other than that, it's basically the same thing. And there's actually another one that I'll show that involves Ditto. We already kind of saw that at the beginning, but we'll see it again more in detail here in a second. But first I'm going to show a method of getting a glitch dimension that was not documented. There are many different ways to get glitch dimensions in Generation 2, because there are a lot of different causes that can happen. And like this one, I just stumbled on it by accident. So I had 2 glitch Pokemon, and I tried to deposit the one, and for whatever reason, then it just did an unexpected reset, and you know, when we get unexpected reset, it causes the glitch dimension. And this one was very unique, and I thought it was actually pretty neat. I think the most notable part of it is that there's a silhouette, like where a silhouette, a lot of the sprites are, and the color. And something you'll notice about the color of glitch dimensions is they tend to take from what was on screen before the unexpected reset. That kind of happened in Pokemon Yellow with Pokemon Brown. Here it seemed like it was using the colors from the PC interface. There's a couple other ones that we'll see after this that also kind of proves that point. It's just really strange to me, and I also learned that very obvious to tell that the player sprite is the same shape when pointing up and pointing down. Clearly it's reversed when pointing left and right, but when it's a silhouette like this, it's very easy to see that it's the same when you're pointing up and down. Made another cut into the 5th floor again to show you once again Mystery Gift does not work, and that's because the game doesn't think we're playing on Game Boy Color, even though technically I guess we are. I had the settings for the emulator set to that anyway. But now it's time to finally see what the glitch dimension is like in Pokemon Crystal. This also came up in the glitch moves of Gen 2 basically, to where in Crystal there are 2 glitch moves that can outright cause glitch dimensions. What's kind of sad is that there's a fix for it, and this is, to my knowledge, all the glitch dimension is. It's just saying this game pack is designed only for the use of Game Boy Color, and that's it. It's like a little catch they seem to have implemented in here. It's kind of similar to the girl that points out the mystery gift problem. Now, something interesting that also further proves my point about how the glitch dimension is taken from the colors of what we last saw. I used the mail writer to get a shiny Celebi here, just so you know. And the other move, which I forgot to say, the first one is index FC, and the one I just used is index FE. And you can see the color here, it's actually a very pretty color, and it takes the color of Celebi. And then you might remember that the last one was the same color as Celebi when it wasn't shiny. So that just kind of proves the point that the glitch dimension is affected by what was last on screen. The next method of getting a glitch dimension is from a prior video I did. It's the glitch unknown, using the party and overloading glitch. That can be done with index 00 or index FF. They're both glitch Pokemon. You'll notice there that Sandshrew had a defense stat of 52. The defense stat is important for this. So the simple method for this, you have the Pokemon that can hide Pokemon underneath it that act as cancel buttons. That's index 00 or FF at the top of the party. Then you use move Pokemon without mail in the PC. And you'll see there we start overloading the party. The first Pokemon was called Gold, which is pretty silly. Random characters will show up, and this is yet another area where there's a lot of variation. To me, it seems Pokemon that you put in there can affect what happens, the Pokemon that were in your party, and of course the Pokemon that you use in the 5th spot of your party will alter a lot of things. Keep in mind that Sandshrew is in the 5th slot of the Pokemon party, which is the Pokemon's defense stat, is where it's important. So like I said, his was 52. Once you have deposited 5 Pokemon, you're going to go into the Pokédex and you want to make sure you have access to the unknown mode. We can see there, number 52 is really strange looking. And we have a weird thing there, and then the game resets. If we let the screen transition here, we'll see this really interesting design go away. And it refreshes. I hadn't mentioned that in the last one. There's like an orange box that shows up from the PC interface that could have came over, but I let it reset. So here in this one, for the glitch unknown glitch dimension we'll call it, it's just a gray box here. And it goes away, which is interesting. And when this showed up in the original video, someone mentioned these aren't actually glitch dimensions. I'm led to believe that they actually are. They act like glitch dimensions. We'll see here that this one has a really weird design, which is kind of weird. It's kind of random compared to what we last saw on screen. So it's kind of against that. But you can see there is no mystery gift, so that's kind of an indicator there. And it's just really strange how this one in particular, I think it has something to do with it being through the Pokédex, to where like it affects the screen there itself, almost like the glitch unknown. So that in itself is like what was last on screen. That right there is the screen that shows up when we show the unknown in the Pokédex, which is probably the reason why it behaves this way. What's also interesting, when we come back in here for another corruption, it actually does something I've never seen before. And let's just listen to what happens here. And in my opinion, this was probably the coolest thing in this video. Let me know what you guys thought. So this one you should hopefully recognize from the beginning of this video. I'm going to call it the Ditto Transform Glitch Pokemon Glitch Dimension because, like it kind of implies, Ditto will transform into a glitch Pokemon and it causes problems, which I did discover on my own. This was yet another various one that could produce a glitch dimension and further pushes the evidence that the glitch dimension takes the colors of what was previously on screen. So we see some purple there because Ditto is purple. And you notice the background, and it is oddly the same color as Index FF, which is the Pokemon that was there. Since we already saw this earlier, I'm going to skip through it. But do take note of how this intro looked. So once you load back in, of course we're going to get yet another glitch dimension. And it's a very gray, green, and purpley color, which makes sense. Now I'm interested from Pokemon Brown, it does persist kind of into the party. And I'm actually curious to see how it's going to look in a battle too. And once again, the animations are all messed up. That is a common characteristic for pretty much all the Glitch Dimensions. Weird colors, weird animations, and sometimes some bonus effects. And it's just interesting, because once again, the topic of too much battery acid comes up, and it's just really strange to see. Even that animation there was strange. But besides the colors, nothing really is functionally different. It's pretty rare for anything weird to happen. The one with the glitch unknown, that was pretty cool. And I'm sure there's more that can be done with that. But now we're going to see a different variation, and you're going to see here that I'm going to change into basically a bad clone, but I put it in the daycare to get index 00, which has kind of a reddish color. It's like how the trainer looks. Just watch the intro here, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Notice the purple color again, since it involves Ditto. And would you look at that? The background's different. It's kind of a reddish black and orange color. And it's going to play out pretty much the same, it's just the colors are different. That's pretty much the biggest thing to note about Glitch Dimensions, is it's all about color changes in the game. But I am going to skip the rest of the intro because we have seen enough of that in this video. And you guys totally get the point. You see that everything is just really strange looking. And it's pretty fun. And that is going to conclude this video. Be sure to let me know if there are any Glitch Dimensions I missed, or any extra effects that maybe you've seen that didn't appear here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to let me know what you thought of it. If you are interested in seeing the Glitch Unknown video, click on it here. If you'd like to see how to obtain index 00 and or FF, click on this video here. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.